Welcome back. In this video we're going to be making the third and the fourth bar for our hanging stabile piece. I still have one jump ring left here, and I have my brad that I'll use eventually over here. If we look at my final sculpture over this direction, my stabile has this third bar here and the fourth bar that comes over the top here. And you'll notice on the fourth bar I have the brad sticking right up here as my balance point. So we'll talk more about that as we get into the designing that fourth bar and talking about the weight and the balance on that fourth bar. I'll also make another video about how to address this fourth bar in a different manner. Okay, but in this video we'll be using the brad. So getting back to our work area, you'll take your third bar and place it inside of your fourth piece. Use the hot glue just like we've done in the past. Blob an area of glue on there and gently slide your bar into the cardboard, trying to make sure that it gets in there nicely, and then use your bone folder or other tool that you have lying around to swipe away the hot glue so we don't have big blobs of it all over. Alright. Then once you have that secured, you're going to need to make the loop on the end of your bar, just like we did in the previous bars. So I'm going to just loop this piece back, like so, and leave just a little bit of gap here for my jump ring, and this will go in just like that. Now, finding the balance for this is going to be just similar to the way you found the balance for the other ones. I'm going to just hold my finger here. This looks to be about the right place for my balance. So first I'm going to mark a little spot right there, and then I'll turn the camera and show you how that balance looks via my demonstration area here. So if I bend the camera this direction, you can see if I hold that balance area, it's just like that. Alright, it's a little bit maybe too close, so maybe I'll design it so this one's hanging up just a teeny bit from the other ones. Alright, so I'm going to try to stick to the left hand side of the black mark that I made. So removing it from my other pieces here, I want to stick to the more of the left side here. So I'm going to take this, just like we've done on our other models, bending it upwards, trying to keep this left side of the black mark towards the top of my bend. And as you do this, choosing either the right hand or the left hand side. Of your model to stick it on. Alright, now I've come a little bit too far to the left, but let's hope for the best in this. And I'll just slide it back on here and use my little hook tool. Oh yeah, that looks perfect. So I'll turn the camera and show it to you hanging. Alright, so if I hang this up now, you'll see that can swing nicely around like that, and it's nicely balanced. Okay, so I'll set that back down, and we can move on to the fourth bar. Okay, for the fourth bar, I'm going to follow pretty much the same procedure. I'm going to need to put this jump ring on first. So again, with our jump ring, you grab one half of it, grab the other half, and just gently twist it open. Slide it through, slide it through the hole there, and twist the jump ring closed so that we have that jump ring permanently on there. and then we'll need to work on our fourth bar here. With the fourth bar, I'm again going to take some hot glue and slide the bar inside of this piece. Like so. And make sure I swipe away any extra glue so I don't have big blobs. And that's my final bar. And create this loop on the other side. And this is the point, after you've made this loop, this is the point at which we have a choice. You can do this option or the option in the other video. For this option, what you're going to have is at the end, you'll have this brad here looped around your bar, and this brad will be able to slide back and forth to adjust the balance point of your overall mobile. This will allow you to make sure that these pieces are balanced equally against this piece, even though you're going to have an asymmetrical balance on this final bar. You can also add, like I have here, multiple pieces of cardboard onto this final piece so that you can create kind of an interesting design on this piece that can juxtapose against the extra 4 pieces on the opposite side of it. So it's going to give you a little bit more adjustment options than the loop option. Once you've got this loop in place, it's kind of hard to readjust that. All right. So continuing on, you're going to have this brad that I have in class. There's 2 legs of it. You'll take the 2 legs and just gently pull them apart to reveal the little inside of this cap area. Then, holding it onto your bar, you'll just take one of the legs and start wrapping it around the bar, kind of like you might on a bread bag, a little twisty tie, and wrap that around. And when you're done and you get down to the point where you've just got a little tip there, you can take your pliers and just clamp it down so that little point isn't sticking out. Then take the other leg and wrap it around the other side, following the same procedure, just kind of wrapping it around, trying to make it as tight as possible, because this is going to be able to slide back and forth regardless of how tight you're able to get it. Here's that little tab. I'm going to clamp that down with my pliers. Okay, now I've got this brad situated on here, and it easily slides back and forth. Okay, so once I put my loop on, or my jump ring together like this, I'm able to adjust this piece of weight. So if I turn my camera again over here and I hold my stabile or mobile part of my stabile sculpture up, you can see that if I put my finger on the pin and I need to adjust it, I can just slide that over to find the proper adjustment. Okay, if I maybe do a little better job here with a pencil, you can see that that balance is quite easy to find. If I want it closer, I can slide it a bit closer, maybe a little farther away. Now this is adjustable. However, if you find a place where you want it to be and you don't want to adjust it anymore, you can just put a little dab of hot glue right up here at the apex of it, and that will hold it in place. All right. So that concludes how to make the final 2 bars, bar 3 and bar 4, of your stabile sculpture. In the next video, we'll come back and I'll just readjust this part here to mimic this loop area of your stabile sculpture.